Welcome to the Bookbibuli podcast. Ryland Grace is the sole survivor on a desperate last chance mission. And if he fails, humanity and the earth itself will perish. Except that right now, he doesn't know that. He can't even remember his own name, let alone the nature of his assignment or how to complete it. All he knows is that he has been asleep for a very, very long time. And he's just been awakened to find himself millions of miles from home with nothing but two corpses for company. His crewmates dead, his memories fuzzy. Ryland realizes that an impossible task now confronts him. Hurtling through space on his tiny ship, it's up to him to puzzle out an impossible scientific mystery and conquer an extinction level threat to our species. And with the clock ticking down and the nearest human being light years away, he's got to do it all alone. Or does he? And we have Ayush with us today, who will tell us all about it. Hello, Ayush.
Hey guys, I'm Ayush, and today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite books, Project Hail Mary. Just for some context, I am a huge bookworm. If it were up to me, all we would do in school would be curl up in the library and go through the latest sci-fi novels. I also enjoy playing basketball and eating food. Also, not to brag, but I consider myself a gamer, meaning the Wi-Fi password is literally the key to my heart. I'm pretty sure that if you'd open up my brain, there would be a massive space dedicated to video games. I study in grade 8 and I'm 12 years of age. I also absolutely detest the idea of blindly following instructions and propaganda because, for crying out loud, walking in a single file line has literally no actually important purpose.
Totally agree to not following the rules. You have my vote. But back to the book. Would you describe the alien Ryland Grace encounters? What are its key characteristics and abilities?
Ryland Grace encounters an alien species he names Rocky. Rocky is from a planet called Erid, which orbits the star 40 Eridani. Rocky is a spider like creature with a hard exoskeleton made of silicate. He has 5 arms and uses a form of sonar or echolocation to quote unquote see. He can understand many more wavelengths than humans. Rocky communicates through sounds produced by manipulating his body's internal gases, which Grace translates using a frequency analyzer on his laptop, which has been supplied to him from Earth. Rocky's abilities include remarkable engineering skills and a profound understanding of complex scientific concepts, which proved crucial in the mission's success.
So while we are at it, I think you should tell our listeners what is the main mission of the Hail Mary spacecraft. And how does Ryland end up being the sole survivor on the ship?
The main mission of the Hail Mary spacecraft is to travel to the Tau Ceti system to find a solution to the astrophage crisis threatening Earth's sun. Astrophage is a microbe that is consuming the sun's energy, leading to a potential global catastrophe in the form of an instant ice age. Ryland Grace ends up being the sole survivor on the ship due to a malfunction of the suspended animation comma pods on the ship. The other two crew members, Yao Li Ji from China and Il Yu Kina from Russia, do not survive the journey, leaving Grace alone to complete the mission.
Well, there are no space battles or invasions or bad guys, but there is a threat, and it's an alien microbe, astrophage. So, what are the crucial discoveries which Ryland makes about the microbe?
Grace makes several crucial discoveries about astrophage, like the fact that astrophage is capable of storing and using enormous amounts of energy, which makes it a potent fuel source. Astrophage feeds on the energy of stars and reproduces rapidly, which is why it poses a threat to the sun. Grace discovers that astrophage can be manipulated and controlled under certain conditions, allowing him to develop strategies to mitigate its impact. These discoveries are pivotal in developing a plan to save both Earth and Rocky's home planet, Erid.
Like I said earlier, there is a threat, and there is the concept of survival. And I'm wondering that how does this book address the theme of survival against overwhelming odds?
The novel addresses the theme of survival against overwhelming odds through Ryland Grace's journey. Alone in space with limited resources, Grace uses his scientific knowledge, problem solving skills, and sheer determination to tackle one after another seemingly insurmountable challenge. The cooperation with Rocky, despite their vast differences, further highlights the theme as they work together to survive and save their respective planets. Multiple times, Grace almost dies, but he pushes through and keeps going for the sake of the mission. Grace proceeds to succeed in his task, even though the odds are stacked against him.
A fast-paced journey filled with intriguing mysteries and classic theme of one man against the universe in a fight to save lives, numerous lives. And yet there is a sense of isolation and urgency in the narrative. How has the author been able to convey this to us?
The vast, empty expanse of space and the confined quarters of the Hail Mary spacecraft amplify Grace's feeling of isolation. This feeling is further heightened by the fact that both of Grace's crewmates died, leaving him well and truly alone. The story is told from Grace's point of view, providing intimate access to his thoughts and emotions, emphasizing his loneliness and the immense pressure he faces. The impending catastrophe caused by astrophage creates a constant sense of urgency as Grace races against time to find a solution to the problem that is single handedly sucking the energy out of his son.
Well, Ayush, this is the first time that you have come on our Bookbibuli North Star program, and we are very, very happy to have you with us. What did you think about it?
The North Star program by Bookbibuli is a cool way to get kids and adults excited about books. It has a fun podcast series where you can listen to people talk about books. There are also exciting events like meeting authors and themed reading activities that make stories come to life. Plus, the let out sessions are chill hangouts where you can talk about the books you're reading, share your thoughts, and make new book loving friends. The Book Bibuli reading program has something for everyone, helping to make reading fun and interesting for all ages.
Going on to the author, I quite like Andy's writing style. I enjoyed The Martian, though I didn't like Artemis too much. But nevertheless, I like the concept, the way the author integrates scientific concepts into the story. Would you be able to give us some example of how this scientific concept that the author introduces, it enhances the plot?
The detailed explanation of astrophage's energy storage and reproduction mechanism adds depth to the plot and makes the crisis believable. The mechanics of the Hail Mary spacecraft, including its propulsion system and life support, are based on real scientific principles, enhancing the story's authenticity. Grace's use of chemistry, biology, and engineering to solve problems, for example, repairing the ship or communicating with Rocky, or even understanding the astrophage life cycle, demonstrate the practical application of science in critical situations.
Have he mentioned that he didn't remember anything about himself, including his name? Oh, yes. Yes, we did. So, why don't we talk about the flashbacks? Because it is the flashbacks in this novel which give the structure to the novel, considering there is a case of memory loss. And Ayush will also be able to tell us that how does this concept of flashback contribute to the overall narrative?
The structure of Project Hail Mary uses flashbacks effectively to reveal Ryland Grace's backstory and the events leading up to the mission. These flashbacks provide insights into Grace's personality, motivations, and the reasons he was chosen for the mission. The flashbacks gradually reveal crucial information about the mission and the global crisis, maintaining suspense and intrigue. They also add a good plot twist to the story, revealing that Grace is not some noble, intrepid explorer, but a school teacher who was forced to journey into outer space.
Well, the moment one person has to save a multiple number of people, the question will always become of ethical dilemma. And Ryland faces ethical dilemmas. But how does he face them? How does he address them? And how does the novel explore the concept of sacrifice for the greater good?
Deciding whether to prioritize his own survival or the mission's success for the greater good of humanity, and making the ultimate decision to risk his life for Rocky to save both Earth and Erid. Grace addresses these dilemmas through introspection, scientific reasoning, and an evolving sense of duty and empathy. As Eva Stratt says, Grace is a quote unquote fundamentally good man. The novel explores sacrifice by showing how Grace and Rocky are willing to put their lives on the line to save their respective worlds, emphasizing the importance of selflessness and cooperation.
So tell us, Ayush, have you ever faced a situation where you had to rely on your knowledge and skills to solve a problem? And how did you handle it?
A few months ago, while hiking in Lunavla, I came across a very fast moving stream which was full of stones and grit. Had anyone tried to swim across that stream, the fast moving rapids would have swept them away. This is the reason why there was a bridge. Sadly, it was a rope bridge which had gotten old and fragile over the years and was on the verge of breaking. I had come to realize that the only way I could cross the bridge was by reducing the pressure exerted by my body weight on the frayed ropeway. The first thing I did on becoming aware of my seamlessly impossible task was chuck my shoes across to the other side of the stream. This was to reduce my weight and exert less pressure on the bridge, as there were hiking boots with spikes on the bottom. After this, I got down all my elbows to spread my weight across the area of my body. I slowly crawled across the bridge in this fashion and successfully reached the other side.
Well, reading Project Hail Mary was fun for me. I enjoyed it. I like certain scientific concepts. It was like a revisit. So, how was reading this book for you? Did it influence your perspective on space exploration or on scientific problem solving? And would you recommend it to your friends or to your classmates?
Reading Project Hail Mary has reinforced the idea that space exploration requires integrity, resilience, and collaboration. The novel showcases how scientific problem solving can address even the most daunting challenges, emphasizing the importance of interdisciplinary knowledge and creative thinking. I would highly recommend Project Hail Mary to anyone interested in science fiction, space exploration, and compelling storytelling, with a more informal, modern twist.
Well, thank you very much, Ayush. You have been a wonderful podcaster.
Finally, I would like to thank Bookbibuli for offering me the chance to talk about one of my all time favorite books. And I would also like to thank my listeners for taking the time to listen to a 12-year-old ramble about a book. Goodbye, and may fortune favor you.
And there, folks. So, the book for the day is Project Hail Mary. How did you do it? What killed it? I penetrated the outer cell membrane with a nanosyringe. Poked it with a stick? No. Well, yes. But it was a scientific poke with a very scientific stick. Andy Weir's love for all things nerdy shines through in this novel, and his passion for science is absolutely contagious. As he mentioned in an interview, my favorite part of writing is the research and the math and the figuring all that stuff out. Coming back to the novel, it says that the largest nuclear reactor on Earth makes about 8 gigawatts. It would take that reactor 2 million years to create that much energy. Well, such scientific facts are thrown at you throughout the novel, but not in a way where you feel like a dunce. You feel interested and you want to know. It's hard not to love a book that celebrates ingenuity and determination in the face of impossible challenges. This book delivers all this with an irresistible blend of excitement, humor, and sarcasm. It makes complex scientific concepts feel as approachable. It's more like a junior high science class taught by an exceptionally enthusiastic teacher. So, yes, the concepts are tough, but they are easily explained. And yes, the author definitely shows his work, breaking down the science in a way that's both engaging and easy to grasp, even if you're not a science expert. In terms of language, the book is easy, and most of us will find it fun. Starting from middle school, the adults, everybody can read this book and will enjoy it. The books leading to this are Martian and Artemis, and the one you should read after this is The Three Body Problem. Until next week, better read, read better.